Hello there. My name is James Gilmer. I'm the User Services Librarian at Pfeiffer Library. And today I want to talk to you about the Makerspace and specifically the poster printer. Using the poster printer, you're able to make any poster that you like that is 20 up to 24 inches wide and as long as you want to go from there. Today I'm going to show you how to make a 24 inch by 24 inch square poster, but the process that I describe here could be applied to posters of basically any size. There's quite a bit to do and quite a bit of technical stuff to talk about, so let's dive right in. Let's say that I want to make a poster that's 24 inches by 24 inches, a nice big square poster. The first thing that I want to do is I want to open up PowerPoint because I'm going to use PowerPoint as a workspace so that I can get my poster mapped out, figured out before we take it to the printer. I open up a new presentation and I can clear this background, the title and subtitle, by selecting it and then pressing delete. The next thing I want to do is from the home menu where we started, we want to go over here to design and then to slide size. I don't want standard or widescreen. What I want is custom slide size. And then I need to define my canvas so that it matches that 24 inch by 24 inch workspace that I want my poster to be. So we're going to replace both the width and the height with 24. And then PowerPoint will recognize that I want that to be in inches. Next, I'll press OK. And then select either maximize or ensure fit. Either one will work. It doesn't actually matter because we don't have content yet. And now I have a 24 inch by 24 inch blank canvas ready to receive whatever image I'd like to convert into a poster. From here, I have my 24 inch by 24 inch canvas ready, but I need to put something in it. So we're going to go to Insert, and then Pictures, and then insert a picture from this device. I want to download the image file that I need to convert into my poster first so that I have that available. I'm going to click on from this device, and then for this example, I'm going to take a map for one of our upcoming Dungeons & Dragons sessions and use that as my image. As it stands, this image, you can see the top right, is 10 inches by 10 inches in dimensions. There are two ways that I can change this into a 24 inch by 24 inch square. Because this image is already a square, I could click and drag until I reach the corners. That would work, but there's an easier way to do it. Instead, I'm going to right-click on the image, which will open up a menu of options. We'll click on Size and Position. And then I want to do two things. I want to uncheck the lock aspect ratio. This will mostly matter if my image is not already a square, but I want to force it to become one. We're going to distort the image a little bit in the process, but most of the time that's okay. You can instead choose not to lock the aspect ratio and only change one of the dimensions into a 24 inch width, or whatever dimensions you have in mind for your poster, and the rest will follow. But for my purposes, I want this to be a square even if it didn't start as one, and I'm okay with it looking a little bit distorted if I need to in order to make it fit those parameters. So we'll unlock the aspect ratio. I'm going to change the height to 24 inches, and then I'm going to change the width also to 24 inches. And as you can see, it's distorted at first, and then we get back into the proper ratio of dimensions. From here, I want to go down to Position, and again, I could click and drag this up to the top left corner, but there's a much more precise way to do it. Instead, this horizontal position, if I just change that number to 0, and then also change this vertical position to 0, what will happen is my image is now exactly 24 inches by 24 inches, and it's positioned exactly in the top left corner of my slide, which is also 24 inches by 24 inches. As a result, my image is perfectly centered and perfectly sized. From here, my poster is basically done. It's the right size. I could theoretically print it directly out of PowerPoint, although I find that usually printing from a PDF instead gives me better results. So I want to convert this PowerPoint presentation into a PDF that will lock those dimensions in and print directly from the poster printer at the size and the scale that I want. So what I want to do here is we're going to go to the top left, we'll click on File, and then I'm going to click on Save As. We're going to click on Browse to choose where this file is going to be saved, and then I might choose a USB drive if I'm planning to bring this to campus to the printer, or might save it on the desktop if I'm working on the computer that's connected to the poster printer. And we'll just call this Poster. I like to also include dimensions 24 by 24 to remind me, especially if I'm not going to print this immediately after, I'm going to print this later, I'm going to bring this in at the end of the week or next week, something like that. That will remind me what I intended to do with this. So now I have that saved. I have the file named in a way that I'll be able to recognize it. I know that it's saved in my documents file, so I'll be able to find it again. The only thing I need to do now is change what type of file this is being saved as. Right now it's being saved as a PowerPoint presentation, which isn't what I want. Instead, I want to save this as a PDF. What that will do, we're also going to uncheck this open file after publishing because we don't need to. What that will do is it's going to save a PDF version of this file that will lock those dimensions in so that when I go to print it, I get a 24 by 24 poster and not just a square at whatever dimensions the poster printer decides to override my settings with. And that should just about do it. You'll have a PDF version of the poster that you'd like to print with set dimensions that are included in the file name that will tell library staff how large you want your poster to be. At that point, all you need to do is stop into the library between 9 and 5, Monday through Friday, and speak to one of the librarians. We'll be able to move your poster onto the poster printer and help you with the final steps involved in actually printing your poster. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to library@tiffin.edu, and we hope to see you often.